Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall joins us with more from the North Lawn of the White House ahead of the news conference. Tyler, what are you learning?
Yeah, hey, Joe. It was interesting to learn that President Biden decided to kick off this state visit by inviting executives from both U.S. and Kenyan-based companies to the White House. This even included the CFO of Google's parent company, Alphabet. This is all part of a broader push for more strategic investment in the country. I want you to take a listen to President Biden from earlier, speaking about this renewed partnership between Silicon Valley and what's being called the Silicon Savannah. Take a listen here.
We're launching a new era of technological cooperation between Kenya and America, including new exchanges and investments in key fields of cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and semiconductors.
Welcome sentiment for Kenyan President William Ruto and appears to already be paying off. Today, Kenya announced a nearly $3.6 billion infrastructure deal that will fund highway construction across the country. That's actually funded by a Virginia-based fund known as Everstrong Capital. And Joe, as you alluded to, this is part of a broader push for more strategic investment across Africa in this competition between the U.S. and China. We crunched the numbers and we're looking at the government data, and it shows that China is far outpacing the U.S. when it comes to foreign direct investment across the continent, and that started in 2013, which happens to be the same year that China launched its Belt and Road Initiative, which, as you know, spurred a series of infrastructure projects across Africa. But Joe, when we look just at Kenya, which is why we are here today, it shows that U.S. foreign direct investment in the country is actually declining. The most recent data from the U.S. Trade Representative is from 2022. It shows levels at $277 million. That's about a 10% decrease from the year prior.
Absolutely fascinating. Great reporting here, Tyler, and it really helps to put things in perspective. We've talked a lot over the past 24 hours about China being a big part of the audience here, and whether Belt and Road is looking like a failure in Africa. That's what they're talking about in that building behind you right now. Of course, a lot of things could come up during the news conference that we're going to hear in a moment. But Tyler, the soft power goes into effect later on. I mean, I suppose the whole visit is, but tonight, the state dinner, there's nothing quite like that. And the White House is populating the tented area, that dining room outside on the South Lawn, with some very bold faces, not just from Washington, but from the Black community, entertainment, and business, that will really provide some interesting optics tomorrow. Pretty snazzy menu, too, Tyler. Are you getting a taste of this?
Right. Well, as you know, the menu came out. There's no ice cream on it, but we do know that lobster will also be served. And country music star Brad Paisley will be providing some of the entertainment tonight. But before any of that can happen, we're going to be watching for some of the concrete deals that come out of this meeting. We know that Kenyan President William Ruto came into this looking for strategic investment, looking for a strategic plan to offload some of its debt, which I know you'll be speaking about later this hour. But I just want to quickly point out one aspect of this that Bloomberg News has learned. White House officials telling us that President Biden is looking to make Kenya the first country in Africa to receive funding from the CHIPS and Science Act. That would go to bolstering their semiconductor production in this hope to make Kenya a partner in this tech trade with the U.S. as we try to counter China and their chip production.